A battle is raging over the 10 Commandments, and it's gone all the way to federal court. At the heart of the issue is a plaque on the Chester County Courthouse. The decision on what to do about it now rests in the hands of a judge in Philadelphia. Chief political correspondent Steve Highsmith has that story.
In this hall, the framers of the Constitution sought to ensure religious freedom and limit government. One block and more than 200 years away, a federal judge is asked to figure out what they would have thought of a plaque on the Chester County Courthouse. The 10 Commandments, King James Version, bolted to the courthouse for nearly 82 years.
The plaque has stood there silently and, in our judgment as commissioners, has offended no one.
But Sally Flynn of the Free Thought Society disagrees.
As an atheist, it makes me feel like a second-class citizen.
So Flynn sued, joined by the American Civil Liberties Union, which says the plaque violates separation of church and state and promotes a religion.
And therefore offends religious Jews, practicing Muslims, Buddhists.
But the county commissioners say it's a historical, cultural, and secular landmark.
It helps us understand the nature of the law.
It doesn't violate anyone's constitutional rights, and therefore taking it down would in fact be an act of hostility.
That we should cleanse history of the genuine faith of the founders of this nation is a completely revisionist and bankrupt idea.
No one has a right to trample on the Constitution and then complain when a federal judge says, you've been doing that.
Judge Stuart Dalzell's ruling is expected in the next week or two, and the law on this is not clear. For example, is the prominence of the 3-by-4-foot sign an issue? Would other religious markers make a difference? Right now, the main marker near it is a secular no smoking commandment. Or does the Constitution require that religion be neutralized when near government? And if so, in this case. In West Chester, Steve Highsmith, Philadelphia's WB17.
Tonight, that question has a whole community arguing and a federal judge stepping in. NBC 10's Tim Lake is live in West Chester Courthouse in Chester County with the details. Tim.
Hey, Renee, I wonder how many people can actually remember all 10 commandments. Here are the ones we know the best. Thou shalt not kill, commit adultery, steal, bear false witness. But this is the commandment that's getting all the attention. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Now, people say that is certainly religious. It is definitely Christian, and they say it has no business being on the side of a government building. And even though that plaque has been here for years and years, people are now taking the county to court for it. Sally Flynn and Margaret Downey are the ones taking Chester County to federal court. Their claim, thou shalt not hang a plaque with the 10 Commandments at the front door of the courthouse. They are members of the Free Thought Society, and they say the commandments on a government building is offensive and also violates their right to a separate church and state.
Well, it is a religious text, and I do not abide by a religion, and I feel that it is an imposition on me to accept their religiosity.
All 3 Chester County commissioners are defending the case in federal court. Their claim, thou shalt not change Chester County history.
It has a secular purpose, it has an historical purpose, it has a cultural purpose. We don't believe that it in any way violates the Constitution of the United States.
This plaque has been here since 1920. It was put up by a group called the Council of Religious Education. So why now, 82 years later, is somebody making a big deal about this?
I didn't have the resources at the time, and I didn't know it was possible until I found the ACLU and the Free Thought Society.
Apparently, most people here covet the county's plaque, but they would not bear false witness just to keep it.
I'm a firm believer in separation of church and state. At the same time, it has some historical precedence. I personally don't have a problem with it.
Even though that door behind me, the entrance to the old courthouse, is no longer used, people say they can still see the plaque, and that's why this one group wants it taken down. The judge said he's going to try to make a decision promptly, and I got to tell you that in 16 other cases like this around the country, 12 of them have ruled against the counties and said you have to have the plaque come down. At the county courthouse in West Chester, I'm Tim Lake, NBC 10 News.